Hey y'all, I am making some olive cheese bread today. It is one of the best things that you could ever make. It is not a diet food, I'll just tell you right now, but it is really tasty. I like it with just by itself or with maybe some spaghetti or some kind of pasta. But let me just show you what it is. I know it sounds weird, olive cheese bread, but even if you don't like olives, which I'm not a big fan of olives, I love this. All it takes is some cheese. It actually takes Monterey Jack, but I don't have Monterey Jack, so I'm using what I have, which is a blend of some cheddars. That's what I'm going to use today. Take some mayo, the olives, green, and I've got chopped, sliced black olives. It takes an onion. Not the whole onion. It actually takes green onions, but I don't have those, so this is what we're using today. A stick of butter and a French bread loaf. So, let's get started. Okay, I've got all my ingredients ready, so I am ready to make my olive cheese bread that you are going to love. First thing you want to do is heat your oven to 350, and then you're going to take your your French bread and cut it in half. I like to cut mine this way. Just take a good bread knife and go right through it. If you're going to use a sheet pan, so if you've got some aluminum foil, you might want to cover your sheet pan just to make cleanup a little bit easier. I'm out, so I'm having to go without it. So I've got my bread ready. I'm going to move it aside while we mix up our topping. You want a stick of butter, and you need to set it out so it gets really good and soft. Mine is very, very soft. And then you add to your butter, you will add 8 ounces of black olives chopped. I've got 8 ounces of chopped green olives with the pimentos in them. So put all of that in. And then I have, it's supposed to be 2 green onions. I didn't have green onions, so I'm improvising with what I have, and that's just a white onion, just a small amount. I didn't put a whole lot of onion in it. You can put however much you like, but the recipe calls for 2 green onions cut with the greens, and a half a cup of mayonnaise. I want to put that in, and then we're just going to stir this together. So this is a bread that, it's a Pioneer Woman recipe, and I don't know if there's any recipes of Pioneer Woman's that I don't like. Everything I've made has been so good. It does make a lot. It's going to be a lot of filling for this bread. Oh, I forgot one ingredient. How could I forget the cheese? Oh my goodness. The recipe calls for 1 pound of Monterey Jack cheese, and I don't have Monterey Jack, so I'm using cheddar, and this is a blend of cheddars, and that's what I'm going to put into it today. But you know, you can't hardly go wrong with cheese, so I think any kind you use will be fine. We made this at a family gathering, and we loved it. Everybody loved it. I will, of course, post the recipe for you, but I'm telling you, you just can't hardly go wrong. It's game day here today. We're watching football in a little while, and so I'm going to have some ready to snack on. So it's a good snack, kind of like an hors d'oeuvre, or it's really good with your dinner meal, with some pasta. You can't hardly go wrong with it. There's my oven. It's heated up to 350, so it's ready. Okay, I've got all my ingredients combined. Doesn't that look good? Can you see? There we go. Yeah, it looks good and it tastes good, I promise you. So let me bring my bread back over. And then we're just going to take a knife or a spatula or whatever you like to use, and you just spread it over your bread. And it's a pretty thick spread, so if you didn't want yours to be quite as thick, you might even want to put it on a second loaf. But it's really good, thick and spread on. So we're just gonna put this on, and then you're gonna heat it for about 20 to 25 minutes till your cheeses are all melted and everything's combined and just setting on top. So I'm gonna continue spreading this on. Then I'm gonna put it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, our olive and cheese bread is ready. At the last minute, you can see I did something a little different. I decided to turn it into a pizza bread, pizza olive cheese bread, and I added some pepperoni to this one. So it's been in the oven for 20 minutes. I've taken it out. Everything has melted. The cheese is melted. So I'm just gonna cut it into slices and put it on a pretty tray so that we can serve it. It's still a little warm. So that we can have it while we're watching game day today. I'm gonna have to let it cool just a little bit more, but let's see if I can take the camera over there so you can see. It is very, very good. It's a great thing to have for a snack, or to have, like I said, with your main dish. You can even, the spread, you can even keep it in the fridge and use it as a dip. It'll keep up to 2 to 3 days, so you can serve it as a dip. But I'll try again, see if I can cut one more slice off of here. Yeah, there we go. So you can get a better look of how yummy it looks. Don't want to lose my pepperoni. And that doesn't it look good? Now I'm just gonna set it up on a tray and serve it. It's gonna be our snack. So you need to try this. It's a Pioneer Woman recipe. I will post the recipe, a link to it, so you can try it yourself. I think you'll love it. Bye, y'all.